Let us look at these miscellaneous questions now. So the first question here is this plus this expression, and we need to prove that it is equal to 0. So there are two ways to work on it. Either you can work on this formula, which is 2 cos A cos B, which we have applied so many times, cos A plus B plus cos A minus B, right? So other thing can be that you apply CD formula on this expression here. So I am going in this way. So 2 cos A cos B can be written as cos A plus B, that is pi by 13 plus 9 pi by 13, 10 pi by 13, plus cos A minus B, pi by 13 minus 9 pi by 13 will become minus 8 pi by 13, which you can write as plus 8 pi by 13, because cos of minus theta is cos of minus theta is cos theta itself. So plus cos 3 pi by 13 plus cos 5 pi by 13, right? This is my left hand side. Now if you notice this angle and this angle, right, this is 10 pi in the numerator, this is 3 pi in the numerator, and if you see the denominator, there is this 13, right? So what you can do is you can write any of these angles. For example, this angle, let us say cos 3 pi by 13, you can write it as pi minus 3 pi by 13, right? And pi minus 3 pi by 13 is nothing but 10 pi by 13, right? This angle you can write as this angle, right? So this is 10 pi by 13 inside this bracket, but when you open it, you will get minus cos 3 pi by 13, so which will be cancelled with this expression here. Similarly, you can write this expression as cos pi minus 5 pi by 13, right? And when you open it, okay, let me do it for you. So what I've done is I have applied 2 cos A cos B here, so it became cos A plus B, that is 10 pi by 13, plus cos A minus B, which I explained you is 8 pi by 13, right? Because cos minus theta is cos theta. And then there is cos 3 pi by 13, which you can also write as pi minus 10 pi by 13. And then there is cos 5 pi by 13, which you can write as cos pi minus 8 pi by 13, right? Now if you notice, cos 10 pi by 13 here, and this is nothing but minus cos 10 pi by 13, and then this term cos 8 pi by 13, and this is minus cos 8 pi by 13. If you see, all of these will get cancelled and you'll have 0, which is your right hand side. Okay, let us look at the next question. If I open this first expression here, I can write it as sine 3x sine x plus sine squared x, and this second expression here can be written as cos 3x cos x minus cos square x, and this is my left hand side, right? So if I separate this and this is nothing but cos A cos B plus sin A sin B, which is cos A minus B, so 3x minus x, right? And this expression sin square x minus cos square x can be written as minus cos square x minus sin square x, right? So this is cos 2x, and this is also an expression for cos 2x. So cos 2x minus cos 2x will give you 0, which is your right hand side. So the formula I applied here is cos A minus B is equal to cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So the next we have is, this is my left hand side. So if I square it, you will see cos square x plus cos square y plus 2 cos x cos y, and then I have got sine square x plus sine square y and minus 2 sin x sin y. This is my left hand side. If you see, this plus this will give you 1, this plus this will give you 1. So if I write 2 here, these 4 terms will be taken care of, right? Because their sum is 2. Now rest of the terms, if you see, if I take 2 as common, it will be cos x cos y minus sin x sin y, which is an expression for cos x plus y. So 2 plus 2, this is cos x plus y, right? On the right hand side, if you see, I require an expression in cos squared. So if you remember, I told you that if I've got cos 2x, I can write it as 2 cos square x minus 1, right? So this is something that I'm going to do here. This is 2, so I'll write 2 here plus 2 here, and inside the bracket I'll write 2 cos squared. So this is 2x, this is half of 2x, so I'll write half of this angle here, that is x plus y by 2, and then minus 1. Now if you notice, this will be 2 plus, this will be 4 cos squared x plus y by 2 minus 2, and this 2 will get cancelled, and this will give you your right hand side. Okay, so we have proved this identity. Let us look at the next one. Next one is pretty similar, so I should leave it for you, but let me do it. So this will give you cos square x plus cos square y plus 2 cos x minus 2 cos x 2. Okay, let me solve it. Cos square x plus cos square y minus 2 cos x cos y, and this will give you sin square x plus sin square y minus 2 sin x sin y, and this plus this is 1, this plus this is 1, so I'll write 2 in place of these, minus, if I take 2 common, I'll have cos x cos y plus sin x sin y, which is an expression for cos x minus y. So 2 minus 2, this is cos x minus y, right? And on the right hand side, I require sin square. So I told you that cos 2x can also be written as 1 minus 2 sin squared x, right? So this is what I am going to do with this expression. So 2 minus 2, 1 minus 2 sin squared. Now see, this was 2x, this is half of 2x. So half of this angle I'll write here, x minus y by 2. And if you simplify it further, it will be 2 minus 2 plus 4 sin squared x minus y by 2, and this will be cancelled, and this will give you your right hand side. So this is also proved. Let us see what we have next. So this question is based on CD formula, because on the right hand side you require angles like 4x 2x, and on the left hand side you have got angles like, and this is in product form, this is in sum form. So CD formula transfers sum into product, right? This is what we do. So we require an angle 4x, so that tells me that I'll make pairs like this. So I'll regroup these expressions like this. So I'll apply CD formula on sin x and sin 7x. So that will give me sin c plus sin d. So 2 sin c plus d by 2, that is 4x, cos c minus d by 2. So it will be minus 6x by 2, that is minus 3x, or cos minus theta is cos theta itself, so I'll write 3x directly. Now result of this will be written here, plus sin c plus sin d, 2 sin c plus d by 2, that is 4x, cos c minus d by 2, 3x minus 5x is minus 2x, minus 2x by 2 is minus x, but cos of minus x is cos of x itself. So this is my left hand side. Okay, I am working on my left hand side. Now if you see, I can take this common, 2 sin 4x as common. Inside I'll have cos 3x plus cos x, and if you notice, this is the term that I require in my answer, sin 4x, and 2 will be a part of this 4. So I just have to work on this part now. So it will be equal to 2 sin 4x, and this is cos c plus cos d, that will give me 2 cos c plus d by 2, 3x plus x 4x by 2, 2x, and cos c minus d by 2, that is cos x, and this is nothing but my right hand side. This is equal to 4 cos x cos 2x sin 4x, which is my right hand side. 4 cos x cos 2x sin 4x. Okay, let us move to the next question. Now, this looks like a cumbersome question, but it is just an application of sin c plus sin d, and what else, cos c plus cos d. Both these formulae are very well known to us. The first formula will give you 2 sin c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2, and the second formula is 2 cos c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. So we'll have to apply these formulae on the left hand side. So let's do that. If I see the numerator sin c plus sin d, so it will be 2 sin c plus d by 2, that is 6x, and cos c minus d by 2, so 7x minus 5x is 2x, by 2 is x. Okay, and I'll apply the same formula here. So 2 sin c plus d by 2, 12x by 2 is 6x, cos, their difference is 6x, by 2 will mean 3x. Right, in the denominator I'll apply the formula here. You need to apply these yourself, right? You may get confused when I do it very fast. 2 cos c plus d by 2, that is 6x, cos c minus d by 2, that is x, plus 2 cos c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. Okay, now see, what can I take as common from the numerator? From the numerator, 2 sin 6x, 2 sin 6x, and I need my answer as tan 6x. So obviously I need sin 6x from numerator. Okay, so this is where this question is going. 2 sin 6x, inside I'll have cos x plus cos 3x, and from the denominator I'll take 2 cos 6x common, and inside I'll have cos x plus cos 3x. This term will get cancelled, this 2 will get cancelled, sin 6x by cos 6x will give you tan 6x, which is your right hand side. Now the miscellaneous exercise, if you are coming to miscellaneous exercise, that means you have listened to all rest of the lectures very well, right? So I am doing these questions quickly, because I know that if you are coming to miscellaneous exercise, then you have gone through all of the previous lectures, right? And if you have gone through those previous lectures, then this exercise is not going to be very difficult for you. Now in this one, I require angles on the right hand side, which are cos x by 2 and sin cos 3x by 2. So if I treat this sin 3x as sin twice of 3x by 2, what will I have? I have 2 sin 3x by 2 cos 3x by 2. So let me write it like that. Left hand side will become 2 sin 3x by 2 cos 3x by 2. Okay, and let me apply CD formula here. So plus 2 cos c plus d by 2, that is 3x by 2, and sin c minus d by 2, that is x by 2. This is my left hand side. This is what? This is left hand side. And now if you see, this is sin 3x by 2 cos, one moment, 3x by 2. Okay, that's all right. So what I can do is I can take 2 cos 3x by 2 common from these terms. So if I take 2 cos 3x by 2 outside, I'll have sin 3x by 2 plus sin x by 2, right? So I can apply CD formula here now. So 2 cos 3x by 2 sin c plus sin d will give me 2 sin c plus d by 2. Now c plus d is what? 3x by 2 plus x by 2 is 4x by 2, that is 2x, and then by 2 will give me x here, right? So sine c plus sine d is 2 sine c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. What is c minus d? 3x by 2 minus x by 2 will give you x, right? Because this is 1 and half x, this is half x. So it will give you x and then by 2. So it will give you x by 2 here. Alright, so let us solve it. This 2 into this 2 will give you 4, and this is sine x. I am trying to write it in the form in which it is required, this form. And then we have got cos x by 2, and then we have got cos 3x by 2. So yes, I have achieved the right hand side. So this is proved. This is proved. Let us focus on the next question now. This question, as I solved in the example, I'll do the same here. Now the 8th question, tan x is given as minus 4 by 3. So what I'm going to do here is, let us say I consider this as x. Now TOA tells me that opposite is 4, adjacent is 3, so I'll take it as 5 because these are Pythagorean triplets. Or what you can do is you can apply Pythagoras theorem and see for yourself. This is in second quadrant, so that is why tan x is negative 4 by 3, right? So what will be tan x by 2? Okay, first of all we require tan x by 2. So how did we do that? Tan x we said is 2 tan x by 2 divided with 1 minus tan square x by 2, right? Now this is given, which is minus 4 by 3. So what will be there on the right hand side? It will be 2, let us consider this as t, so 1 minus t square. Cross multiply and convert it into a quadratic equation. So I'll have minus 4 plus 4t squared, and then this will be 6t on the right hand side. And when I write it in standard form, 4t square minus 6t minus 4 is equal to 0. So this is 16, and 8 into 2 is also 16. So let us factorize it. This factorization seems pretty simple. So this will be like this. So 4t, t minus 2 plus 2, t minus 2 will be equal to 0. So either t will be equal to 2 or t will be equal to minus 2 by 4, that is minus 1 by 2. So these are the values of tan x by 2. Now x lies in second quadrant, right? So tan of x is negative. What about tan of x by 2? It is either 2 or it is minus 1 by 2, right? X lies in second quadrant, that means x goes from x goes from pi by 2 to pi, right? If it is in second quadrant, right? So x by 2 will go from pi by 4 to pi by 2. Now this is my first quadrant, right? So I'll accept positive value for tan of x by 2 because x by 2 lies in first quadrant where tan x by 2 will be positive. So this is my value, okay? Tan x by 2 is 2, right? Now I'll use these triangles and all. So tan x by 2 is 2. This is what I am going to use. Tan x by 2 is equal to 2 in this first case, and we are talking about that x by 2 lies in first quadrant. Now let us talk about rest of the ratios. So that sine x by 2 and cos x by 2. Now consider this triangle. Let us say this is angle x by 2. So opposite I consider as 2, adjacent I consider as 1. So the hypotenuse will be root 5. So sine x by 2 will be opposite upon hypotenuse, so that is 2 upon root 5, and it will be positive because we are talking about first quadrant. So all of these ratios will be positive, and cos x by 2 will be 1 upon root 5. So these are the values for question number 8. And if you want to rationalize, so you can write it as 2 root 5 by 5, right? And this can be written as if I multiply with root 5. So it will be root 5 upon 5. Right? Anyhow, I hope you have got the idea what I am trying to do here. So in this, x lies in third quadrant. So third quadrant goes from pi to 3 pi by 2. So x lies in third quadrant. So x by 2 will lie from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 4. That is in second quadrant. This is pi by 2. This is 3 pi by 4. So x by 2 lies somewhere here. So obviously second quadrant. We are talking about question number 9 here. So we will look for second quadrant, and cos x is given as minus 1 by 3. So can I write it as 2 cos square x by 2 minus 1 equal to minus 1 by 3? And then I'll take this 1 on the other side. So 1 minus 1 by 3 will become 2 by 3, and this 2 will get cancelled with that 2. So cos squared x by 2 will be equal to 1 by 3. You can do it, you can check it yourself. So cos x by 2 will be equal to plus minus 1 upon root 3. Now will you select the positive value or negative value? Of course the negative value, because we are talking about second quadrant here. So cos of x by 2 will be minus 1 by root 3. Now that you have got cos of x by 2, you can obtain sine of x by 2. Let us consider this to be our angle. So cos is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So let us consider this as 1 and hypotenuse as root 3. So what will be this side? Root 3 squared 3 minus 1, that is 2. So root 2. Now what will be sine x by 2? We are talking about second quadrant. Sine is positive. So opposite upon this hypotenuse. So and positive value, right? And what about tan x by 2? It is just the ratio of sine x by 2 and cos x by 2. So it will be negative root 2 by root 3 divided by minus 1 by root 3. So root 3 will get cancelled and it will be equal to minus root 2. Let us talk about the last question of this exercise. Sin x is given as 1 by 4 and x lies in second quadrant. Second quadrant goes from pi by 2 to pi. And if x lies in second quadrant, what about x by 2? It will lie from pi by 4 to pi by 2, which is my first quadrant. So all the ratios that I am looking for will be positive. And sine x is given as 1 by 4. Now if sine x is 1 by 4, what about cos x? Cos x will be equal to 1 minus 1 by 16 square root plus minus, right? So it will be equal to 15 by 16. So root 15 upon 4 plus minus. Now which one will I accept? X lies in second quadrant where cos is negative. So cos x is equal to minus root 15 by 4. Now I'll write this cos x as 2 cos square x by 2 minus 1, and it is equal to minus root 15 upon 4. So what will be 2 cos squared x by 2? It will be equal to 1 minus root 15 upon 4, which is 4 minus root 15 upon 4. And what will be cos squared x by 2? It will be equal to 4 minus root 15 upon 8, right? Now x by 2 lies in first quadrant. Okay, x by 2 lies in first quadrant. So what can I say about cos x by 2? So it will be a positive, right? So I'll take positive square root of this. So it will be positive square root of 4 minus root 15 and divided by square root of 8 is 2 root 2, right? If you want to rationalize it, you can write 4 here, and then inside I can write 8 minus 2 root 15. I have not considered negative value here because I have already rejected or ruled out the negative value, because I know x by 2 is in first quadrant. So this is my value for cos x by 2. Now to obtain sin x by 2, it is pretty easy. If I've got cos x by 2 as this, sin x by 2 can be obtained in multiple ways like this. For example, if this is x by 2, this is adjacent side, let us take it as 8 minus 2 root 15. Okay, and this is, let us say, 4. So what will be this side? This side will be 16 minus square of this, which is 8, then plus 2 root 15, and then you will take square root. So you will get 8 plus 2 root 15 and square root. So this will be the this side, opposite side. So what will be sine x by 2? It will be this value divided with 4, and of course it will be positive. Okay, so this is the value of sine x by 2. So of course tan x by 2 is pretty simple. Tan x by 2 is just the ratio of these. So tan x by 2 can be obtained by dividing this by this expression, 8 minus 2 root 15. And you can take them inside and then rationalize these to further simplify it. How? Let me show you. This is not negative sign. Okay, so I can write it as 8 plus 2 root 15, and then I multiply the denominator as well as the numerator with 8 plus 2 root 15. Okay, so the denominator will become 64 minus 4 into 15, that is 60, and the numerator will become 64 plus 4 into 15, that is 60, plus 2 into 8, 16 into 2, 32 root 15, right? And then there is this square root sign. So the numerator has become 124 plus 32 root 15 divided with, this is 4, right? So if you see, every term is being divisible by 4. So this will be 31, this will be 8 root 15, and then square root. This is value of tan x by 2. Now I noticed something about this expression here. If you consider this like this, 31, if you write as 16 plus 15, let us say, and 8 root 15 you write as 2 into 4 into root 15, then you will notice that this is nothing but 4 squared plus root 15 squared plus 2 into 4 into root 15, and this can be written as 4 plus root 15 whole squared, 4 plus root 15 whole squared, which is nothing but 4 plus root 15. So you can write this as your answer for tan of x by 2. Okay, even if you don't notice this, that this is a perfect square written inside, then this is also a perfect answer. Okay, so this was about this miscellaneous exercise. Now the trigonometric function is complete as per your NCERT syllabus.